you feel the same about the music as he does now?
Well, you know, I think the level of, I think my passion goes into this band, you know. I think his passion for the electronic music, he's able to transpose it in with using me and fusing our sound together to create and to kind of blend these two worlds together. I think that's sort of where the magic happens. It's basically just taking risks and using what you have to inspire and create something that feels like you're taking a chance, you know? And that's what I felt we did.
Has it changed your role in the band? Because maybe now you share your lead guitar work with other instruments?
You know, when we first started recording with the producers and they were submitting all these, you know, these synth sounds with these big heavy bass like wobbles and stuff, I felt like a little intimidated, but it just kind of drove me more to kind of create this big wall of sounding guitars to kind of compete with those big synth sounds. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes it was like, okay, maybe I can lay out here and just complement it. And then sometimes the synth sounds and complement, you know, what I'm doing. So it's kind of a, you know, a complementive sort of thing to back and forth.
But was there a certain point that you felt, now I know the balance, or was it for each song?
Each song was different. Each song was sort of its own approach. But I kind of stepped back and looked at it because, you know, we're influenced heavily by early Ministry stuff. And still, I think Al Jorgensen's a genius. But it sort of gave me a fresh, you know, a fresh look on like, and also gave me an opportunity to sort of take more of a guitar into more of an industrial feeling, you know, metal, dubstep-y, whatever you want to call it. But that kind of, you know, I was excited about that too.
Yeah, also, I think along with text, the word was mentioned a lot, reinvention, to reinvent maybe yourself, the sound of the band. Was this the right time for you to maybe have this reinvention?
It seemed like the right time. I mean, you know, we did See You on the Other Side, which was very heavy in electronic. Untitled album, which is very heavy in electronics. Then we used Ross Robinson, kind of go back to our, you know, our roots of things, and you know, record in all analog and do a completely just bare bones record approach. And then I think we sort of got our confidence back as a band, and decided that I think we can make this bold statement and this step to something that's more experimental, and we just reminded ourselves that we can. I think that's what's great about, you know, music and the history of this band is reinventing ourselves and using each record as an opportunity to create something new and fresh. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what we did. And
does it become harder along the way?
It does become harder. It does become harder. When you see bands, you know, that have more than 5 records, it's about reinventing themselves, because, you know, it's really hard. You know, you have to just rethink, but you don't want to alienate your core fans. Mm-hmm. So you need to, but the thing is with Korn, it's like you have Jonathan's vocals, my guitar sounds, Fieldy's bass, and those are the core elements that make Korn, you know? Mm-hmm. So as long as those elements are in the mix, it'll always be a Korn-sounding album.
Yeah, Jonathan now brought in or at least his passion for electronic music. Is there for you maybe something aside of Korn that maybe fans don't hear? Some music that's maybe not associated with Korn, but that you play or like playing or listen to at home? Maybe have the similar passion, but for a different style, as Jonathan?
I mean, I try to, you know, I think a lot of people would be surprised that I like the guitarist at the Edge. because I like his approach, the way he strums a guitar. You know, I love Slash. I love what he does. I love how he plays. Tom Morello. These are just individual artists that I love what Mike Patton does. And I think a lot of people that like Korn like Mike Patton, Trent Reznor. These are all people in their music and what they've done that I listen to, and you know, they inspire me still to create and try to look at my guitar as an instrument, not just a guitar. It's a way to convey my emotions through the strings out the speakers and into the audience ear.